Christy, if you'd like to introduce yourself briefly.
Sure. I'm Christy Sennett. I'm the Associate Director of Student Engagement. My specialty is academic collaborations, and I'm housed at South Campus. I have the college-wide responsibility of managing the SGA program.
Thank you for coming.
I'm sitting in for Cheyenne today, who I'm hoping is having a lot of fun, but she's sending a lot of emails, which means she's not having that much fun. Yeah.
She's saying great.
Sad.
Yeah.
And then we also have our professor of political science, who without him, he's been a big support for SGA and student life, and he's always getting his class involved, and we're collaborating. So Dr. Kuberski, if you want to briefly introduce yourself too.
Wow, it's hard to top that introduction. But yes, Douglas Kuberski, and I teach political science, and many of the fine scholars in here. And looking forward to sitting in on occasion and more as an observer. But if you ever have any questions, feel free to throw them my way. But out here more as an observer, and I'm very impressed with the decorum already. So thanks for having me.
Now, if everybody could just stand for the I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, would you guys could remain standing? I'm sorry. And just we're going to do now next on the agenda is invocation, so you guys don't mind just joining with me. God, we thank you for the opportunity to come and gather together this day. We ask for your hand of blessing in this meeting. We ask that you would guide and direct our meeting so that it is full of wisdom, productivity, and respect for one another. Thank you for helping us to accomplish our work and our goals this day. Amen. All right. Yes. Your face was like, okay. Now, if everybody can go ahead and just review last meeting's minutes, just make sure everything's in accuracy. If everybody's done looking over the minutes, at this point I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I move to approve the minutes.
Okay, is there a second?
Second, this motion.
Okay, very well. So all those in favor of approving the minutes say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All right, minutes are approved. Next, if everybody can just go ahead and finish reading off the agenda for today. They can come to that. All right, everybody's had a chance to go over the agenda. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I motion to approve the agenda.
And move to-
I move to approve the agenda.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Kim. All those in favor of approving the agenda say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All right, agenda is approved. Last meeting we gave vice president report. Michael kind of caught us up on what's going on with clubs. For my report, I introduced, talked about elections and upcoming events. We also did appointments. And we also talked about an open campus yearbook SGA sponsored Halloween dance. And we also talked about SGA elections. And then moving on to new business for today's meeting, there is a revised SGA constitution. It was revised a couple of days ago, Christine? Okay. I should have grabbed them. I didn't, but you have.
Can pass it around.
Okay, great.
It's been submitted to the website, so hopefully it'll be up by the early, by next week. It didn't require a, the changes did not require a vote from the student body because they were just title changes, they weren't procedural changes.
So as soon as it's up on the website, we'll print them out and just make sure we have them.
Sorry, I didn't have it.
Oh, she has it written down? Okay. Alright. So also, as you guys know, as SGA officers, you guys have to serve at least on one committee while you're, while in office. And I've come up with a couple committees, been brainstorming with a few of you guys. Events committees, that's gonna be Chantal, if you don't mind being the chair for that committee. You'll just be helping us with events, with Fall Festival. And if we get confirmation on our dance, that'll be your project. And also, if anybody else wants to volunteer and be a part of this committee, because it's a lot of projects, it's a lot of work, you guys are more than welcome to do so. And as soon as I have, that's another thing I want to talk about when I get to elections. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say this now. If you guys are already in office, please have submitted your schedule for the 5 hours a week. So I know your availability, because we have a lot of events coming up and I need to know everybody's availability so I can start, saying, okay, this person can do this or approach you and so forth. So if you guys can have that in by Friday, or if not, no later than Monday when Cheyenne gets back, so we can start coordinating stuff. Because we do have some events coming up next week and I need to know everybody's availability.
As a point of reference, I did send to Cheyenne an event checklist that may be helpful when you're developing events. It basically alerts you to the marketing pieces that we can access. It's just an internal checklist, but it's helpful with organizing events. So you should have that also in case you want to do that.
Okay. Next up, we have the fundraising committee. I know that Andrew, you and I have been talking about different fundraising stuff, and I believe you have some ideas for fundraising already. Okay, so do you want to? I'll go ahead and give you 2 minutes to go ahead and briefly talk about your ideas.
Awesome. Well, first idea that we have here is to kind of just have a cookout. We're gonna cook hot dogs. Selling for $1. We're gonna have chips, we're gonna have drinks, we're all gonna sell each one for $1. You can have all three for $2.50. We're just working on some of the more details onto that. So we think it's gonna be a great thing. It's gonna be a way for everybody to have a cheap lunch and a way for us to make some money. Another thing that we're gonna have is a raffle. Basically, you just buy a ticket, you enter into a raffle, you win some prizes. So raffles.
So raffles are illegal under the state of Florida guidelines. So we can actually not do raffles because we're a state organization or considered gambling. So even if you had a raffle, not everybody would have to pay for a ticket, and it would have to stay on the ticket, but they don't have to pay for a ticket. And that would allow one person to take your bold roll of tickets if they wanted to, because they don't have to buy them. We just can't do anything that's perceived as gambling. So raffling actually has.
Okay.
But something that's in, which is interesting, is an APM recently, I say recently, we were recently made aware that an APM change, which allows you to use your fundraising money, so the money that you already have, for gift cards, which that has been a giant no-no for a long time. So that would help if you were doing something like a relay race where anybody could participate and you would need a prize to give out. We haven't had really those options before because the cards weren't allowed, and now they are, specifically through that what's called a Fund 6 account, which is your fundraise fund. So that's a really exciting addition to be able to work on, but unfortunately, no raffles.
Okay. And this is why we have Christy. She knows about that.
Alright, well, we gotta conclude.
All right, thank you, Andrew. And I guess, okay, next,
Can I actually put on the-
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm trying not to talk too much.
No.
The other thing about that is we just would give would give us Subway a courtesy heads up if you were going to have other food in the building. I actually used to be the coordinator at Deerwood, so I knew they appreciate a heads up if it's gonna affect their business, especially if it's a full meal. So we just wanna make sure that they're okay with that. They have something called first right of refusal, which means they can say, no. We don't want you to do that because it will get the short business. But most of the time they're fine with it. We have that same courtesy with Chartwell's, with our cafeteria on our campus. They've never said no to us, but we just do it as a courtesy. And it's just something to think about when you plan it, give them a heads up.
Curiosity.
Sure.
So if they were to refuse us, how do we override that refusal?
So, if you needed, you would have to, go through our purchasing department, which has the contract with Subway. So, that would be Larry's no at this point. But basically, they would have to look into the contract and see if there's a loophole.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Mhm.
Also, and if you guys have like any fundraising ideas, for for us, you're more than welcome to get with Andrew on that. And myself, I'm collaborating with him, so you guys are always welcome to bring your ideas to Andrew, or when we get to open discussion, you guys are more than welcome to say, your ideas. So moving on, we have the Student Advocacy Committee. Andrew, we're gonna talk about that as well. So that committee actually got that idea from Brianna Smith. I have to give her credit. So, it used to be, we used to call it suggestions, but Brianna Smith branded it a little bit, I think, better. So what this is, it's gonna be like our suggestions, what we did for suggestions. So when we have our recruitment table in center stage for SGA, and that's why I need everybody's availability, because when I start, having recruitment tables to promote SGA and what we do, I would need staffing. So when we're out there, we would be addressing, the student has a suggestion, an idea, or a concern, that'd be the time to, bring it to our table there, and then they could leave their information and their suggestion, or like Keeble said, at South Campus, and why not invite them to an SGA meeting and present their idea at an SGA meeting.
Collaboration.
Yes, and we collaborate. Moving on to the other committee, the volunteer committee. So I'm trying to push a lot more volunteerism through SGA. I know a lot of you guys joined me on this past Saturday for the Sharp Game Road event, and we had maybe like 10 of you guys show up. So thank you guys for coming out there. I know we had to be out there like at 6:20 in the morning, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So what we did, it's Sharp Game Road comes to Jacksonville, I think, once a year, and they fundraise a lot of money for nonprofit organizations like humane societies and shelters and things like that, and they had a lot of events, and it was a lot of fun. So we do, Chris, who is our volunteer coordinator, will be over that committee, and we'll be collaborating. And if you guys have any volunteer ideas, please get with Chris. He'd be happy to support your idea, or at least look into it. Let me see if I can do it now. There. Yes, it is. All right, so I'm going to go on and move on to the next committee, Network Technology Committee. So a lot of our meetings are streamed online through Google Hangouts and things like that. So Michael, for now, I know you helped out last semester with the Google Hangouts.
A little bit,
Okay.
yes.
So that's basically what that's going to be. Just overseeing making sure we're all set up and all for our meetings with that. And again, once I get everybody's availability and I know things, I'll approach you guys more with so you guys have like set meeting dates and times. Because if you're on the events committee and you have an event coming up, you want to know who's available to help you and volunteer and things like that. So again, your schedule is very, very important to be submitted. So next up, scrapbook committee. So you guys, for those of you guys who were there at the September 9th SGA meeting, you guys saw that amazing scrapbook from Miami-Dade College.
Yeah.
Remember the scrapbook? Yeah. So I'm very passionate about that. So I'm trying to, that's what pushing volunteerism, pushing more activities and things like that. And I want to collaborate, with you guys. I know Amanda and Rachel. I know we talked last night about you guys being a part of the scrapbook committee. And there are actually 2 other members that will be joining you. They're from the Campus Voice. Stefan, who's also one of your representatives in South, and Kenneth. They're really good with digital media and things like that. Yes. So they're really good with digital media. We've been brainstorming already some ideas, and that's why we're collecting a lot of, recording a lot of things that we do to start putting that scrapbook together. I know if you want to write.
You're talking about a digital scrapbook.
Yes,
Right?
a digital scrapbook. Yeah, let me correct that. A digital scrapbook.
No.
Sort of like what you guys saw last SGA meeting. It
We
was,
used to do the paper ones. So we have some from the past, if you want to allow us some pictures.
You can, let's do both. I think
we could
should do
submit both. We could submit both. That's definitely an idea. Christy, did you know?
What was the question?
Could we submit more than one scrapbook?
I
Or-
don't think so.
No, okay.
So we would have to choose one over the other, like,
When they were corrected?
yeah, I think they did submit both. Yeah, I remember seeing something on digital.
And digital,
This
from the
coming.
same,
But from the same state college?
yeah.
Yes. Actually, my piece was like.
Well, they
really
have different
big chunk
campuses.
ones. That's
Yeah.
true.
They do have different campuses. So one that I presented was the one from the North campus.
Yeah, I need to love this.
They can be found on-
Okay. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on, while Christy's looking at that, there is an upcoming executive board meeting being hosted here at Open Campus Deerwood. So what that is all the presidents and vice presidents of each of the 5 campuses make up an executive body or an executive board, and we meet monthly to discuss college-wide activities, events, concerns, and every now and then we'll have guest speakers. And Christy, I guess it's the Christy question. Do you know if Dr. Melanie?
We have extended the invitation to
Okay.
Dr. Miller and to Jennifer Silva, who is our new government and community relations representative for the college. Jennifer said yes, and I see Dr. Miller tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
So yeah, every now and then we'll have, if we want clarification on something, we usually go to a subject expert within the college, and we usually extend an invitation to them so they could talk to the executive board, and then we disseminate that information across the campuses.
As a point of reference, they have changed the rules, one
Okay.
or the other. You can submit one or the other, not both.
Okay,
Sure.
so we'd have to choose one or the other.
That's okay.
I think it's-
We can do that.
So it's more
Yeah.
like, so it's more like either of them.
Yes, we can do that first.
And you need to hurry because the scrapbook entry form is due March 6th, so get on that.
So
Yes.
when do we, so we have to submit the scrapbook then, or is it just?
It's just a form that you'll be submitting at the conference.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what, that's, and the e-board meeting, like I was saying, it's here, it's, next Friday at 1:00. Alan and I will be attending, and moving on, we did have elections. You guys did awesome. We had 454 students, vote altogether, so you guys did awesome campaigning. You guys were out there, you guys were active, you guys just phenomenal. So at this point in time, I'd like to go down the ranks and just, you guys want to introduce yourselves and your position. That'd be awesome. I'll start off with, Andrew, do you wanna?
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Andrew. I think that you guys all know me except for Ms. Christie, so hello. I'm your new senator too here at FSCJ. That's really about all to it. I guess I can start going into some more details, but I don't want to bore you guys. Just fun fact, I'm not a fun facts. Excuse me, fun facts. Fun facts.
Yeah, you said.
I don't like to overkill it. Alright, so fun fact is that I'm a pilot. I actually did it through the program here at FSCJ. I used to own my own airplane, but that got taken away, but I still fly occasionally, guys. So we'll all have to go flying sometime, guys.
All right.
Agreed.
Awesome, thank you. Moving on, Chantal was also one of our newly elected representatives, so if you just want to give a brief introduction.
Hello, I'm Chantal Green, and I'm the new representative number 2 of the CJ Open Door campus. Fun fact. I don't know. The same one I always use, I'm Jamaican. That's mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you for, getting out there and wanting to be a part of student government here up in Cedarwood. And we also have, moving on, is Amanda Bennett, also a newly elected representative.
Hi, my name's Amanda Bennett. I'm the new representative number 4. I don't know. There's nothing cool about me. I mean, I'm a twin and I'm from Washington State. That's pretty neat.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Moving on to Rachel Bennett, one of our other newly elected representatives.
Hey, I'm Rachel. Yes, I'm a twin, obviously. And I hope to get my pilot license one day. Is that good enough? Yep. All right.
Thank you.
I wonder if this is the first time in history we've had a set of twins on multiple campuses.
Oh,
Very
that's
good.
right.
Wait, there's another
So at
set of
South,
twins?
we have a set of twins.
Oh.
I don't think, that hasn't happened in the 10 years I've been here.
We should,
Record this.
we should, well, we have it recorded now on
Oh.
Google Hangout.
Yeah.
We should brand it though, and
I need to make the other side.
it's something like, yeah, we got twins.
We
So SGA is twice as much fun. as-
Boom!
Shots fired.
Alright, moving on to our representative 10. If you wanna introduce yourself.
So my first year it's my first year at the CJ. Fun fact, probably not as old as you think I am. 18 just came together in high school. Yeah.
Alright,
Okay.
thank you, Andre. And last but not least, we have our newly elected vice president. You wanna take the floor and introduce yourself?
Well, hi guys, I'm Adeline Austin, I think everybody knows that. So I am your new vice president, which is pretty exciting. A fun fact about me would be I want to train dolphins.
You wanna be like around the Cloud Grove?
I thought she was like a TV show star.
She's actually trained dolphins too. It's interesting.
Oh.
I did the fun fact.
No, that is
Another fact.
It's a commercial of hers.
Okay. That's cool.
Alright. Now,
Yeah.
moving on the agenda, we're gonna move to essentially, so you guys know there's a lot of gaps in between the offices, so what I'm gonna do now is, for example, there's no rep 1, but rep 2, Chantal, I'm gonna give you, in a moment, I'm gonna give you the option to ascend to representative 1, and then we'll go from there. And then after that, we'll go ahead and move on to appointments. So with that being said, so you guys, do you wanna check before I, just read?
No, I want you to read and then I'll interject as need be. There's a piece that I think will help, but go ahead.
Okay, so, with that being said, Chantal, you are representative 2, there is no representative 1. Would you like to move up to representative 1? Okay.
So question, does that mean that her representative will be up for election next semester?
Christy, I believe.
So this is what I was gonna say.
No.
At South, when we were talking about ascension, anybody that you put into an even number No, sorry.
No.
Anybody that you put into an odd number will have to rerun in April. So we were careful that to not have to have people run twice in the same academic year if they didn't need to.
Okay.
So to just keep that in mind as people are shifting around, that you would have to run again in April. If you shift to odd numbers.
You'll be good. So again, with that being said, with that new information, would you still like to ascend to Representative 1? Yeah. Okay. So then,
It does mean that you're first in the line of ascension when it comes to travel. That's kind of the
yes, so
biggest
keep that in
benefit.
mind.
Is that if somebody else decides to step up right now, that bumps you down the line of possibly traveling with us, but that's a point of information.
Okay. Because when do you graduate? Summer? Okay. Okay, because when do the new officers take office?
So odds take office the first day of summer.
So you, okay, so you want to move up to Representative 1? Okay. So Chantal will be our Rep 1.
Yeah.
Here. All right, moving on to Representative 4, because Marlene could not make it. They get skipped, right? If they're not here to have the, okay. Amanda, since you are here, would you want to move up to Representative 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. Moving down the line, Rachel Bennett, you are Representative 6. Would you like to move up to be Representative 4?
Go.
Andre, you are Representative 10. Would you like to be moved to Representative 5?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say 8. No,
You want to stay at 10?
I don't wanna be not.
So we can take
Yeah.
this to 6.
Do you want to move up to 6? Can I do that, Kristen?
Another point of reference, you only have one representative for every 1,000 students, so it's very rare that somebody would have 10 representatives.
Open campus.
So,
When I checked with Cheyenne before we did the elections, and we had a little over 16,000 students between both the center and our open campus.
and do you have some purely online students there?
Well, all my classes are online except for maybe one that's at North Campus.
Right, so do you have any purely online students?
No.
And Barsudo, I have one class here. Every go online.
So that would be no. It's just a point of information.
Okay.
One for every 1,000. But if you're using the online population as your justification, it's just something to think about, making sure that you're adequately represented.
Okay. So where was that?
And is that 16,000 college credit?
Yes, we verified
Great.
that they were credit.
Wonderful.
6.
Yes,
All right. So now that ascensions are completed, I'd like to go ahead and propose some nominations into office. And since Andre, since you declined 5 and went to 6, the next person that I nominate will go to 5, right, Tracy? Okay. So the first nomination is going to go to our very own volunteer coordinator, Chris Rodriguez. He's been with us a while, big supporter of SGA. So Chris, if you want to just give a reason, or just,
And then for information,
Yes.
you would have to separate those hours.
yes, that is another thing.
Yes, so I, did it 15 working?
That's another 5 that you would do for SGA.
SGA. So, for 20 hours, so that's how I intend to proceed. And talk to Cheyenne about that.
So would you like to accept?
I would like to accept
Okay.
the nomination for Representative 5.
Okay.
Yes, I would like to thank you guys for hopefully allowing voting on keeping meetings office, because I do try to work very hard with SGA, and I am very tightly with all of you, trying to help you guys with SGA responsibilities.
Thank you. And with that being said, I guess we will now carry it to a vote. All those in favor of having Chris Rodriguez be our SGA Representative 5, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All right, Chris Rodriguez, congratulations. Moving on, the next nomination that I'd like to Mr. Val. You did an awesome job campaigning and getting out there, and I know you were involved with SGA last year. So the second nomination would go to you. Would you like to accept the nomination to Representative 7?
I would.
Okay. Would you like to, address the SGA group for their vote?
Hey guys, I love y'all. And anything you guys need help out with, anything, late at night ideas, strategies, or such situations, I pretty much know everybody. They're on campuses, so just holler at me if you guys need anything. Anytime. That's good?
Yes.
Awesome sauce. Let's get this party started.
All right. With that being said, we will now, take that to a vote. All those in favor of having Mr. Val be our Rep 7, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All right, congratulations, Mr. Val. You are
The muffins, you guys can eat them up. Just give them out to anybody who's with life. I got that one break.
all right. The next.
Somebody like chocolate.
All right, the next nomination is going to go to Shaw. You've been coming to a couple of our SGA meetings. You were out there volunteering with us and you gave your time with us. So I really appreciate that, and I, would hope that our group also takes that into consideration. So with that being said, would you like to accept the nomination to Representative 8?
Yes, I would accept.
Okay. Would you like to address the group briefly?
What am I supposed to say?
Just, what you've been doing, what you like to
Okay,
do.
so I just started college at FCJ this year. I'm an international student. And recently I went to the Sickle Cell Foundation Walk at downtown campus and the Structure Month event on Saturday, which was fun.
That was a good time. All right. Thank you, Vishwa. With that being said, we will now take that to a vote. All those in favor of having Vishwa be your Representative 8, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All right, and congratulations, Vishwa. Okay. Moving on. The next nomination, I'd like to go to Demetrius. You've been with Student Life and SGA, and you've been doing a lot with us. So at this point in time, the next nomination for Representative 9 would go to you. If you'd like to accept that nomination.
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to address the group briefly?
Well, as my brother said, if there's anything you need help with, I'm at your service, and I'm planning on getting a different car, which will free me up tremendously. Other than that, everyone knows me, so.
All right. Thank you. With that being said, we will now carry that to a vote. All those in favor of having Demetrius Spear Representative 9, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All right, congratulations. All right, moving on to our reference slot. That nomination, I'd like to go to Josh Kim. You campaigned very awesome. You guys did a great job campaigning. You guys raised a lot of votes, and I appreciate your initiative to, want to be a part of our student government. So with that being said, would you like to accept the nomination?
I do.
Okay, great. Would you like to address the group briefly?
Well, if anyone would like to have some, like anything that you want to help out or someone to lean on, I got you back.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
We
All right, we will now carry that to a vote. All those in favor of having Josh in office, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All right, congratulations, Josh Kim. All right. One of my very last nominations would go to Kimberly Thatch. The nomination for secretary for our SGA. I know you're taking down minutes now, so. All right, would you like to accept your nomination for secretary? Okay, would you like to address our group briefly?
I'm not a very political type of person, but when there is a need to say something important, like there is a relevance because one voice equals one sound, and there's always a difference that can be made. So I'm just here to be a small voice resounds.
For you.
Oh, nice.
No.
With that being said, all those in favor of having Kim be our secretary, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All right, congratulations. Okay, I think I forwarded Christy, but yes.
Yeah, I've got one more thing. So anybody who has just been appointed, would also need to meet the guidelines of the Constitution. So if
Yes.
there's anybody, just know that it's pending those guidelines.
Yes.
So the credits, the GPA, and then also Cheyenne will need to have everybody sign expectation statement. It just basically says that you'll behave as a professional when you're in the office, and it has your hours, expectations, and so forth. But I'll let Cheyenne take care of that next week with you.
Okay. So yeah, keep in mind that you guys, like Chrissy said, the Constitution, there are guidelines to be in office and for your position. So if you haven't done so, please go over our Constitution, and as soon as we have the updated version, we'll make it readily available.
I can email it to you right now.
Okay, great. So Chrissy will email it to me, and then I'll print it out after this meeting and give you guys all copies of our newly revised Constitution. And keep in mind also, those of you guys that are not in office, please submit a working schedule at minimum 5 hours, except for the presidents and vice presidents.
So is it 5 hours throughout the week?
Throughout the week, yes.
Okay, so,
Minimum 5 hours throughout the week.
alright, so like, I don't have to do it all in one day.
No, you can split it up.
Like,
throughout the week.
every single day.
Yes.
Okay, because like with my working schedule, like I'm always working.
And I know our student life is small, but we're working on getting a working room. That's why everybody's availability is very important to have in, Friday, or not latest Monday when Cheyenne gets back. So we can start, scheduling. All right, so all of those that you guys were newly elected, congratulations. Those of you guys who were just received a nomination before into office, congratulations. And if everybody could just, please stand, because there is an oath of office that you guys must say. If you guys just repeat after me, and when I say something like state your name, just state your name. All right. I state your name.
I,
do solemnly swear and affirm to carry out
do solemnly swear and affirm to carry out
the duties as in your position
the duties as secretary
as stated in the Constitution of the Florida State College at Jacksonville
and stated the constitutional liberty of
Student Government Association,
Student Government Association,
and will uphold this Constitution to the best of my abilities.
and will uphold the Constitution to the best of my abilities.
All right, congratulations, guys. You guys are now in office. Still pending that Cheyenne verifies everything, but congratulations, guys. Moving on the agenda, this is what everybody's schedule is very important. Next week we are doing Turbo Vote, and what that is we're registering people to be registered voters.
So Turbo Vote is a
Yes.
nonpartisan service where students can either register to vote or register to get text and email alerts when there's an election in their area that they're eligible to vote in. So not only does it allow the student to register to vote and fill out the information, it sends them a self-addressed stamp envelope and a completed voter registration form, which all they have to do is sign and send in to the supervisor of elections office. And then you get text alerts or emails depending on your preference as far as when there are elections in your area. Our goal for the college is 500 folks signed up for Turbo Vote by May. And there is a competition going on between campuses. So if you get the most students registered for Turbo Vote, we will throw you a party at the end of the spring term.
Yes.
Again, it's nonpartisan, so there's no conflict of interest there. The payments for the mailing and the technical support are actually coming out of St. Petersburg Center for Civic Engagement. So St. Petersburg College is paying for us to be able to provide this service to our students along with the other 27 state colleges. So at least for the next year, they're going to pay those mailing fees for us, which is really exciting.
So the Turbo Vote is to get students to register to become a registered voter.
Either that or to alert them when there's an election there.
So if you're already a registered voter, then you can still do Turbo Vote to become notified.
Yes, and they have an amazing return rate. So in the 2012 elections, 75% of students who had registered to vote via Turbo Vote showed up at the polls, and 80% who had signed up for the text alerts only showed up at the polls. So just getting that little prompt like, hey, it's time to go vote, really made a difference. And especially in this, you guys are the target population that don't vote. So historically. So we want you to get to the polls, we want your voice to be heard. And Turbo Vote's one way to encourage folks to register and to be part of their civic process.
And earlier today, Christy's right, Cheyenne is still emailing me. She emailed me, she confirmed with Jennifer Hanna, who is our student success manager, and that we are able to come by our welcome center. And she said that the high traffic times are from 9 to 2 and 4 to 6. So that's why I need everybody's availability, because we're gonna be doing a week-long thing. So please turn in.
You don't have to be in there every day. So the idea was that we would engage the students who are waiting and because next week starts the early registration for spring term. So they're gonna start to be in there trying to sort out their advising and trying to take their classes and things like that. So the waiting time is gonna increase starting next week, pretty much in all the welcome centers. So there'll be a lot of people sitting around with their phones, not doing much. So we thought that would be a great time to engage with the students and to get them to sign up for Turbo Vote. So you don't have to be in there all week. The deans have given permission for us to be in there depending on your schedule. So as long as you give them a heads up. We were really hoping to have promo items for you, but we were just told today that they won't be arriving until next Thursday. But we will be using Turbo Vote all year, and especially at all the fall fests. So we will have an opportunity to give the freebies out after next week. And there's screen cloths with the link.
Okay. Yes, because they are coded to each campus,
Yes,
correct?
so because we're having a competition, you have a specific code for Open Campus Deerwood that when you promote it, you'll get credit for your campus contributing to that great number. I'm really hoping to get 500, but maybe you can get, if you got 16,000 students, you should be able to get 500 this year. Right?
And we got 454 students to vote.
Yes.
So we can register.
Oh, yeah.
register.
Yes. And it's very, especially if you're already registered to vote, it's a very simple process to register for a vote. And it's basically just telling them who you are and where you want to be alerted. So it's a very quick process.
And what I'm gonna talk to Cheyenne is getting this, the iPads that we use for our elections. So those are guys that will be at the Welcome Center. I know I probably will be. We'll just be going around with the iPads and just, get people to register or, get the notifications or whatnot. So please submit your availability. You can email it to myself and Cheyenne. Or if not, give this to us no later than Monday when Cheyenne gets back so we can start coordinating all these things. Okay, moving on the agenda. Do have a couple more things. Our Halloween dance to benefit My Stuff Back Foundation. And
Hi.
Hi, Chrissy.
So you'd like me to talk about your money?
Yeah.
So there's no events going on college-wide that cost as much as you're asking for. So that's the biggest concern. Even Fall Fest is $700 per ticket right now, so asking for $2,500 is pretty much nothing. So you need a more realistic budget. And hopefully if you can put that together before e-board, we can talk about it at e-board next Friday.
Okay.
I think once we get, the buy-in of the other campuses, to spend that much money on one campus, they'll, we can move forward. So,
Yeah,
but I'd like to get student input.
I was thinking of doing the same thing, sort of like we did with our spring dance, do it college-wide, kind of thing where other students have to take it. What we did is, your ticket, you had to be an SGA student to receive your ticket, and then your ticket was good for +1. And we made that college-wide, so I'm thinking of reviewing some of